We're here at PAX. What's going on, guys?
What up?
Everyone say hi.
Mr. Gamer Guru 13, Mr. Westman 426.
Nice.
You guys want to party? Yeah.
Pass it for the party.
Please go ahead and subscribe, and if you view often, we're here at the Penny Arcade Exchange up here in Seattle. We're going to go...
We got Far From Subtle here. What's up, guys? Yeah.
Greg's good.
Yeah. Nice. What's up, Brian? Game deals?
Game deals.
Like the shirt?
Game deals.
Guile.
I like it. I'm such a Capcom fanboy, right?
So Johnny, how many of these bad boys have you handed out so far?
Probably about 20 or something.
Nice.
Which is pretty good. We were worried about it, as I said earlier, like, will anybody even show up at all, you know?
I didn't get one.
To have one. You get one more tonight. I'll save one for you.
Alright, we're inside the convention center heading to the Expo Exhibit Hall. What do you expect? What are you excited to see here at the Exhibitors Hall?
I don't know. There's like, I can't sum up it into one thing. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of different things. There's so much at PAX. I think it's a little overwhelming, right?
Yeah, for sure.
No, it's not one thing. There's probably about 200 things.
Future of the game.
Future 1 and 2 were 2 and 3 was just bad.
You got the DeLorean?
There's my brother and friend Greg. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
They have a new Back to the Future game coming out, which is, I believe, downloadable. So the DeLorean there. They also have these characters in costume. It's really cool how these people really spend a lot of time and money making these costumes. I was thinking either it's got to be super hot, and how they see in these freaking things. It was amazing, and it really added to the whole environment of PAX. I myself had to get in character as well, as you see here, slaying the dragon. They also had a couple booths that actually sold some retail games. Most of them were retro, which was really cool to see. This was Resets games, and they had some Nintendo games, they had some Genesis games. They even had an Odyssey 2 boxed. A lot of the clones for sale, obviously, and the pricing was, it was okay. Pink Gorilla was another booth. If you guys don't know what Pink Gorilla is, it's actually a store in Seattle. They sell a whole bunch of retro games. This is probably the biggest booth they had games for. I found a Mario Artist game here, the green one there, for 25 bucks. It's the one Mario Artist game I was missing for the Nintendo 64 DD, and I was really stoked because you don't see Nintendo 64 games, DD games anyway, laying around. Really cool how they had this laid out. Honestly, though, a lot of the items were fairly overpriced in general. One of the first things I noticed when I walked in was this huge NBA Jam booth. I'm a personal big fan of NBA Jam for the arcade, Super Nintendo, Genesis. It was awesome playing this game. And I'll be honest with you, I played this on the Wii and the controls were kind of weird, but you can actually play online and there's going to be hidden characters. It's definitely a game to check out for the Wii and other platforms. Another game that really caught my attention when I was there was GoldenEye 007, which is coming out for the Wii. I remember playing this game on the N64. It's great that Activision is bringing this game back. Another retro style game that's coming back. It's a brand new game though. It's called Donkey Kong Country Returns. I'm a huge fan of this series for the Super Nintendo, and it's really exciting to see this in a new format with updated graphics and sound. Rare wasn't involved in making this game, but nevertheless, I was really impressed by the gameplay for the Donkey Kong Country Returns. Another game, which is retro coming back, is Bonk series. This is called Bonk, Brink of Extinction. I believe this is a downloadable game for most platforms. Hudson Soft had a stage there, and this game looks a lot of fun, to be honest with you. Definitely a game I'm going to check out when it's available. There's definitely a theme going on here, as you guys can see. A whole bunch of retro games coming back. This is Sonic 4 by Sega. This is a brand new 2D platformer by Sega, and this is an awesome Sonic game. I only got to play it for a little while, but from what I played from it, it definitely held true to the old Sonic game. So for those Sonic fans out there, definitely check this one out. And if you're into fighting games, Capcom had a booth. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was on display. The graphics were definitely unique to its own. They weren't like Super Street Fighter 4, and they only had about 6 characters to choose from. But from what I saw, this game looks a lot of fun. Another classic fighting series which is coming back is Mortal Kombat. This time it's Warner Brothers steering the wheel. It's taken over. Midway is no longer involved with this game. And I'll tell you what, this game is super graphic. I know a lot of the downfalls for Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe was that it wasn't bloody. Well, Warner Brothers definitely listened to the criticism, and they made this game over the top bloody. Again, they only had about 6 characters you can play from, but from what I saw and from what I played, this game is intense. Tron is also making a comeback, both new movie and a new game for all 3 platforms. Here you see a new game for Tron for the PS3 and 360. Graphics look decent enough, but the gameplay I wasn't really too impressed with. Here is a Wii version, which is completely different. This is more of like a racing one, and this looks like it could be a fun maybe party game. And they actually have a really cool like unique Tron controllers for the Wii, which are really unique. But again, this game maybe I could pass on. When you walk into the big expo hall, the first thing you see also is Final Fantasy XIV. I'm a big Final Fantasy fan myself, not hugely into MMOs, but the graphics look pretty decent for this game, and the music was obviously great because it's Final Fantasy. But from talking to people who've played this game, they really seem to enjoy it. So if you're big into MMOs and like Final Fantasy series in general, this game definitely looks interesting. I also had a chance to see Rock Band 3 in action, and I was curious mainly because the new keyboard instrument, it looks like it plays fairly well actually, and it sounded awesome. The game choice, the song selection in this game was great. It's a Rock Band game, right? But they're only going to sell it in a keyboard and game bundle. They're not going to do all the instruments together. Another interesting game, new music genre game coming out is called Power Gig, and this is one thing that kind of makes this stand apart from the rest is it has a 6-string guitar, which is awesome. You can actually play a real guitar. Of course, Microsoft had a pretty big presence here at PAX, and one of the things they were pushing was the new Kinect unit they're coming out with for the 360. It looked really interesting watching these people play. In fact, they kind of looked really ridiculous playing this game, but from talking to people who played it, they really seem to enjoy the gameplay. I'm really interested in how Microsoft is going to develop more games for the Kinect unit as it grows and gets more popular, but as you can see here, she looks pretty ridiculous playing it. Here's a dance game for the Kinect, and this one actually looked probably the most fun of the ones they had on display, and they're trying to get more people active, and pretty much it's a clone of the Wii, it looked like anyway. Of course, Sony on the flip side had the Move that they were using, and here's like a shooting game, kind of like a newer version of Duck Hunt or Hogan's Alley, I guess, but again, people seem to really enjoy it. The accuracy on these things were a lot better than from the Move anyway. Here's another one where you have these swords and you're trying to fight, and you get these things in your hand, so I guess you don't look as ridiculous as in the Kinect, but still a pretty hard game to play. They did announce Duke Nukem Forever there. Unfortunately, the wait was a 4-hour wait. I didn't get a chance to play it, but I was really excited to see that. Portal 2 is coming out soon, as most of you guys know, and this game, first one was classic. This one you actually play co-op at the same time, which is going to get pretty chaotic. It's kind of a nice feature to the new sequel, though. I couldn't have left the expo without visiting the LucasArts booth. They had 2 games that they were showing. They had Star Wars The Old Republic, which is a new MMO coming out. It's got all complete voiceover dialogue. They spend a lot of time into it. Graphics look pretty amazing. This is an MMO I might get into. They also had The Force Unleashed 2, which is coming out very soon. I'm a big fan of Force Unleashed 1. The play dynamics of the first one was questionable, though I like the plot. They've definitely taken this game and taken the criticism and really made, looks like, from what I saw and played, an amazing sequel. The music was awesome, the graphics were intense, and the plot, from what I saw, is definitely worthy of a Star Wars title. When I walked by the Dead Space 2 booth, my mind was blown away. The graphics, the way they did the light and the shadows, it was amazing. They definitely did put a lot of time in the graphics and the story in this game from what I saw. And I love first Dead Space. This one may even be better. Who knows? I swung by the Sony booth and they had SOCOM 4 to play. The graphics look amazing. I'm a big fan of the SOCOM series. If you are as well, definitely look for this game coming out for the PS3. It shows the capabilities really well. Another game they had was Little Big Planet 2, which obviously was a huge seller for the PS3. Gameplay looks very similar. I didn't get a chance to play this game, but I did kind of watch it for a little while. But it does look fun. It looks like a classic Little Big Planet 2. One thing interesting about the Sony booth I did take notice on was only a couple PSPs. They were playing the new God of War coming out for it, and there was no PSP Goes. Here I am playing Gran Turismo 5. This was in 3D. There's going to be over 1,000 vehicles available on this game, and the 3D effect was played on a 3D TV, and it wasn't that great, but you can actually create your own levels and races on here, which is really cool. Infamous 2 booth was crazy packed. Again, another long line. A lot of people wanted to see this game. I can tell you this game really holds true to the Infamous game, the first one, but the graphics, they definitely upgraded it a little bit, and this really shows, again, the capabilities of the next-gen games. And this is a game I may have to check out when it comes out. I'm going to take it back to the Nintendo booth, and I wanted to show you Kirby's Epic Yarn. Here's new 2D side-scrolling platform game coming out. Brand new Kirby game. I love the Kirby series. And the graphics looked amazing, and the gameplay was amazing, and I heard nothing but positive feedback about this game. Yet another epic game coming out, literally, is Epic Mickey. This is for the Wii. Honestly, I'm really excited about the games coming out for the Wii. If you would ask me a year ago about the games for the Wii, I would have said, probably give it a C+, but this system, I'm really excited about a lot of the retro games coming out for, and this Epic Mickey in particular looked like one of the best Wii games I have seen in a while. I was really disappointed though, I did not see any 3DSs laying around. Okay, I'm going to take you to the Microsoft booth. They had Gears of War 3. They were playing this multiplayer. And honestly, the lines for this game weren't very long at all. And people didn't really seem very excited about Gears of War 3. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying people didn't really seem like they were wanting to play very much. They did have the new Halo Reach out though. And that, on the other hand, was packed. There was a lot of people dressed up in Halo costumes that I showed you earlier in this video. But this game looks like a lot of fun. Looks like they brought back the classic Halo to the series. So I'm really, really happy they decided to do that. The third big title they're coming out with for exclusives is Fable 3. The gameplay looks great. The graphics look amazing. This is the one game for the 360 I'm really excited about. I'll pick up Halo Reach, but this one, when it comes out, I may have to pick up first day as well. That pretty much covers the expo hall. But upstairs, they did have a whole bunch of games and systems hooked up to TVs where you can actually go up, show them your driver's license, give them that, and they'll let you rent a game for a half hour on pretty much most systems. They had all the 3 7th generation consoles. They had an Atari, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, all hooked up. The cool thing about this year compared to last year, I was actually had it on the original hardware, where last year it was all on clone systems, which was a huge disappointment. But also, one thing I will say about this though is they were hooked up on LCD screens. So what I mean by that with retro games, it looked very pixelated. So hopefully next year they hook it up to standard TVs because it would turn out a lot better. Overall, I had a blast at this expo. Let's check out the after party. That's ridiculous, dude. Awesome.
I think that's been the general reaction. Oh, yeah. Dude, you're shaking the whiskey. That's fine. Yeah. It's going to be going to whiskey.
It's like it's carbonated.
Yeah, I know. And what are you doing?
That's awesome.
I have lots of this in my system so far. So.
Right now, so there.
That's good because I was
Ray, he's there to take care of it right now. I have no fucking clue what's going on right now.
That's where most of his map in the store. It's like a big ass one.
You'll look like Sci Fi, right?
Dude, Johnny, what's up? The angry console gamer. The angry console gamer.
I was like, yeah, I'm thinking about it, but I don't know what it is. It's just like, hold on to it. I'm like, you don't want to know what happens to kids when they get out of sex. This light goes off in the back and you this engine rev like it's a motorcycle.
It's Tully. Johnny, what's up, man?
Oh, yeah, it's easy when you're on the other side of the camera. How's it going, Gamester?
What's up, man? How you like your return of PAX, man? You like your PAX?
I like my PAX. I like it like this. It's good. It's good. I like it all packed up. It's good.
Yeah. Muggsy Bogues is hilarious because it's like, they're all big guys and so there's a little tiny surprise.
What's up, man? Fan Gamer, what's going on, man?
Cool.
What's that doing? Oh, just take a film.
He's doing all this crazy stuff. He's been doing it all night. I told him,
I'll
you're gonna have to pay royalties.
Huh?
You're gonna have to pay royalties.
What's up, gentlemen?
I love the cover party, man.
So awesome. Every time I turn around, you also
There he is. Oh! I was once.
That's funny.
How cool is we're just basic only. Come on, you'll be fine with it.
Come on, we both suck. So Nintendo Power had a contest during the sort of greatest hits release of Mario Kart, and so they were asking everybody to submit their high scores or their best time for the first track, which is
write it in, right?
What is it? Mario track number 1, Mario track number 1, or something like that. So I was like maybe, God, I wasn't that old. I was like maybe in grade 6, 7 or something like that, or maybe even younger. Anyways, it was summer break, and I loved Mario Kart. So I started trying to get the best time, and my favorite character was Yoshi at the time. And I kept on going. I was like, oh man, I think I've gotten to the point where I can't get a better time with Yoshi. So I was like, maybe other characters. And I'd read in the instruction book that Donkey Kong has the highest top speed. I was like, but he sucks. Donkey Kong sucks. But I thought he sucked because I'm a kid, and I know that, like, I mean, he sucks as a Mario Kart driver. Like, he doesn't suck. I love Donkey Kong. But anyway. Driving skills are terrible. I just hated his
slow acceleration rate.
He's the slowest guy, right? Yeah. I mean, for like
turning socks.
But anyway, so I played it, and I was like, wow, you can get higher times, better times with Donkey Kong, because, like, you know, once you get that speed going, if you don't make mistakes, which I never do, he's gonna get the best time. Slowly, I started shaving millisecond after millisecond after millisecond. This is summer break. I had nothing else to do. I'm in rural Canada with no friends. Just a Nintendo. No friends.
Similar story I'll tell you done with yours.
And finally, I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm done. You know, I better go stare at a wall for the rest of the summer. I left it alone. Nintendo Power comes out with its results around maybe, like, I don't know, just before Christmas. I forgot to mention, the grand prize for this contest was actual Mario Karts.
Oh God!
Go-karts painted up.
Oh shit!
2, a green one and a red one, painted up. Should have mentioned that at the beginning.
Like a Power Wheel. Like a Power Wheel with a go-kart.
Actual go-kart.
Okay. Oh wow.
Not just the big wheels.
I never submitted my scores because we didn't have much money. My mom's response to that would be like, no, we're not taking a picture of the television.
Just send it for
developing it and sending it to Nintendo Power because you think that you got a high score. No. I knew that would be the response, right? I should have been persistent because when they published the results, the top score was about, not milliseconds, about 2.5 seconds longer than mine. I could have had the top score if I had sent it in Nintendo Power and been the proud owner of 2 real Mario Karts.
Think how much is it worth now, right?
Thank you.
I feel like we should all be in robes, like
as a kid, imagine what the sinking feeling that you get as a kid.
You could have had it.
Knowing that you could have, it's just
a go-kart.
It's the story of my life. It took 4 years until, and like a whole bunch of trips to the school psychiatrist before I came out of my depression. But, you know, look at me today.
I digress.
We killed it. Killed it.
You see this? I bring 4.5 liters of whiskey and a bunch of fucking gamers drink it all.
Holla.
See this? Dr. Mario
No. So what happened to this? What happened to this?
We'll see. We brought about 30, 40, 50 people here. They all did a little bit of some of that shit.